guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today's going to be another comparison video, and this one's interesting because it's a Atari 2600 game and an Intellivision game that was both made by Atari. Now that was a thing that actually was happening back in the day when the competitors would actually make games for the competition. So the Atari made games that worked on the Intellivision, and Intellivision, or Mattel, made games that worked on the Atari. And it seems kind of weird today to think that way, that, like, say, PlayStation would make a game to play on an Xbox. Probably wouldn't happen. But anyways, yeah, so Atari Soft actually made about 3 games, I believe, for the Intellivision. They made Pac-Man, which I believe I've played on my channel, and they've made Centipede, and as well as Defender. And Defender is a great port of an arcade game. One of the classic arcade games, just like, you know, Donkey Kong, Q*bert, all the classics back in the day. Defender was one of the big ones. So anyways, let's take a look at the Atari 2600 version first. Okay, so I got the 2600 version booted up. So really just starts off on gameplay footage, which is fine. I mean, it's still somewhat of a start screen. And as you can see down there, 1981 Atari. And on the one side, you got your ships on the bottom there. And beside that, you got the little smart bombs, I think they're called. And so the object of this game is you're really just trying to rescue these humanoids from being captured by these alien things. So we got some nice music going on there. Sound effects. So right off the bat, you can see, like, the graphics are okay. You can see that that's like a city down there. Those are buildings, and then those are your things you're attacking. But one of the things I often hear about this game is people don't like the flicker. There's a lot of flickering going on. Just all the way, I guess the graphical sprites are trying to be on the screen at all the same time. But yeah, you can speed up, you can go right, you can go left. The thing I find challenging about this game is you really do need to pay attention to that screen at the top there, the radar screen, because that kind of tells you what's ahead of you and what's behind you, and you're also supposed to be looking at those little squares on the bottom there, because those are the humanoids being abducted, essentially. You can see it right there. There's that ship there with a square underneath it. So I just sacrificed myself, but I saved the humanoid in doing so. And to drop a smart bomb, you have to go down below the city and push the button, which is kind of weird, but I mean, the Atari has one button, so I guess I had to think of a way to activate it with just one button, because your red button is really your fire button, so... But yeah, I do find it a little bit of a challenge to constantly be moving my eyes between, you know, the main stage and the radar screen up at the top there. It's just the way that this game was designed. And there's a bunch of other games that are similar to it, like the Empire Strikes Back game, for instance. I think Chopper Command is a little similar to this. But, I mean, overall, the sound effects in this one is pretty good. I mean, sure, you got the flickering, and, you know, but, and some of the graphics can look a little bit, you know, that looks like an asterisk, and then the other thing is just like a square. So, that's your typical blocky graphics. But overall, you know, not too bad of a game. You can see, though, as I shoot, the ship kind of disappears. And you can kind of just keep blasting and blasting. But you're really trying to save those humanoids. I can see them only through the radar screen, really. I mean, if you're focusing on your ship, it's hard to see them in the bottom there, especially if you're going really fast. Then after a certain amount of points, you start to get some smart bombs back. And pretty much all the smart bomb does is if you go down there and push the button, it blows up everything on the screen. So they call it, I guess, you know, you got 3 of them, so use them wisely. Looks like I just gained another man. There is a warp speed as well, but I don't know if it's that effective. You have to like go above the screen, push the button, and then you kind of appear somewhere else. You're not going to know what's going to be there when you appear, though, so that could be a problem. Yeah, so far, you know, it's a pretty decent game. It's a pretty decent shooter game, if you can get through the flickering. Round 2. Slight color change there. Oh, blown up. The explosion scene's not too bad. You can see them kind of fizzle up and kind of dissolve. Okay, so now we got Defender for the Intellivision, and as you can see, we got a nice little screen going on there. But yeah, let's give this game a shot. So right away, you can see that the graphics are completely different, obviously, and there's no flicker on this one. Whoa, and the explosion is much more elaborate. But they changed things around a little bit, where you can see the everything's at the top of the screen now. So you got your ships on the top left-hand side, and then the smart bombs beside it. And for this one, to use the smart bomb, you actually use the other action button on your Intellivision controller. Because the Intellivision controller has a ton more buttons. It's got the 2 fire buttons, and it has the keypad. So to drop a smart bomb, I push the other button, and then it drops the smart bomb. Oh. This is pretty much the same concept, where you're flying through. You can go through that section there. Oh, I just love that explosion, though. This game feels like it is a little bit slower, though. I mean, there is no flicker. I don't know, it just feels a little more sluggish. Whoa! And something just came up behind me. Game over. Oh, jeez. I don't know if the warp speed is in this one. I didn't notice it, but I like the look of the aliens. You can actually see they look like little aliens. And they actually explode into something. Oh, jeez. The screen is also feels a little bit more squished in this one. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like there's less screen space for things to happen. So by the time something comes onto the screen, it's practically hitting you. Oh, it's best to just keep shooting. Whoa. But overall, I mean, the color scheme is okay. I mean, it is a little bit of a dark game. There's a lot of black background. I could have given it a little bit more space detail, I think, than just a plain black background, but... And the bottom piece looks okay. This looks kind of like that, you know, those heart monitor things. More almost like a vector graphic. I mean, overall, it's okay. Did a good job. Wave 1 completed. Ooh, now we got these things. Oh! Nice. Now we got a lot more enemies to fight. Oh, jeez. Smart bomb! Oh, I still got blown up. Nice. So as you can see, I mean, both of them are pretty decent. I mean, they're both playable. I know, like I said with the Atari one, that it does flicker, and that could be problematic to some people. I know some people, they just don't like those games that flicker too much. And whether that could have been fixed, maybe there is a way to fix it, like if someone were to go in and just kind of change the coding or something. I don't know. It's possible, but the Intellivision one, it was okay too. It just felt like the screen was a little bit more, I don't know, it just felt like things were just coming at you. You just didn't have too much response time for it. So it was a little bit more of a challenge. And like I said, it did feel a little bit sluggish when I was playing. But overall, I think they're both pretty decent ports, considering that they're made by the same Atari soft for the Intellivision. It had the nice sounds, it had the nice effects and stuff. The Intellivision one had a better explosion, I think, with the ship. I thought that was, it almost looked like fireworks were just blowing up on the screen. But it's just a difference in systems anyways. Either way, I think both of them are pretty cool. I play both of them. I don't mind it. I don't think one of them sucks more than the other. If the Atari didn't have the flicker, I think it would just be as good, if not better. Anyways, let me know what you think of Defender for the Intellivision and the Atari. Which version did you play? I know it's been ported on many systems. It's not just only on these two. So let me know what you think. What's your favorite port of the game? Or did you just want to play the arcade and that's it? Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.